Child. Anyway, so
hello, everyone. My name is Jaden, and I am Miss Over It today. Like, I am the day. It's pretty much still early in the day, but based on the current events of life and the things that have just been going on, today I am Miss Over It, and I don't have much time for the nonsense right now. I really don't.
No, and to that point, my name is Amira, and I'm kind of also over it, but for different reasons. This heat, Jaden,
The heat.
the one summer I say I'll be outside, catch me on the streets, is when the streets are literally on fire. Did you
Literally.
notice that? Did you notice that? How when
Mhm.
I said I wanted to have some fun outside. It's
And
going to be 94 degrees today.
it's going to be 101 degrees on Tuesday.
Stop it, Jaden. Like, I'm so serious. I don't know what you're talking about. Where did you?
101 degrees. My friend was like, "Oh, let's do something on Tuesday." I texted him. I said, "It's supposed to be 101
What?
degrees," and he's still like, "Okay, like wear your shorts." I'm like, "No, no, no, baby.
What?
I'll be
Hold
wearing my
on.
air conditioner
No. Period. With nothing else. Let me
with
hold on,
absolutely
because
nothing else."
that can't be true.
What to say?
I'm I'm shaking. So today it has a high. Let me just go read the highs. 90. Oh, 94, 98, 100. That's Tuesday here. 98, 90. God is real. 87, 84. Like, we could bring it back down.
Let's
Like, you don't
let's
want
pull
to
this back
ask for
down.
anything ridiculous, like 76, because it is still, the season. But Jaden, I do want to circle back about, we talked about a while ago how spring was like a good girl to like, and this year I really felt that. I really was
You felt
enjoying it.
that
And
for
it's
spring,
because it was giving fall.
and
It was
it
breezy, beautiful.
warmth at times. Like it was coldness to where like it's like damn, like we still in winter, whatever. But it was also hot enough at times to where we could go. You were having events outside, or you were going to family gatherings, and like they would still go on because the weather was not terrible. Child, summer solstice hit because that was what yesterday or like 2 days ago. Summer solstice
Sure.
hit, and now we're in literal hell. And like I
Yeah.
didn't want to walk my dog because I don't want the pavement to be
Oh,
like
yeah.
heating his
You gotta
paws
get
up.
those shoes,
The little rubber shoes. I know, child.
'cause that dog is too pretty to be having the toes messed up.
Toes tore, feet, pads of the feet just burnt off. Like who wants to deal with that?
That's really terrible, and, like, even last week when it was kind of hot, it's like when you're walking outside and the pavement is hot and you feel, this could be in my mind, but I feel like it's true, when you feel like the bottoms of your shoes, like the rubber is getting hot, and then the bottom of your feet are getting hot,
Oh
even
yeah.
after you come back inside and you take them off, like, I'm not looking forward to that.
I have a story about that. One time, this was like back in high school. I was in band camp, and it was like school band camp. Like we do summer band camp, but then we also go to the Poconos for like
Mhm.
retreat band camp, where it's like you forgot your field show, you figure out like all that stuff. So we're
Mm.
at band camp in the summer outside the school. And it was a hot day. We in like we at attention on the pavement, whatever. Someone literally starts like yelling a little bit. He went to the ground. He lifted his feet up. The soles of his shoes were burned off, and like his bare foot was now like exposed to the ground. I was gagging. I'm like,
That is
A,
crazy.
don't get your shoes from Walmart. But B,
Oh my.
because there was probably like very cheap shoes, like flat shoes. So while he's sitting there on that pavement, it's cooking them into tar, and now like you're standing on lava essentially, and your foot is burning because now your feet are, and we're on the gravel. It's not like we standing in the grass trying to figure it out, or are we on the field trying to figure it out. We're in a parking lot. Like your feet hurt. People would be passing out. Like we're standing at attention another way. This sounds very dangerous. Hold on. But we're sitting at attention, and
No.
when you're sitting at attention, your like heels are together and your like toes are out.
Yeah.
And what happens is you cannot let your knees lock. When your knees lock, the blood stops going to your head. Like it'll slow down the pacing of your blood, and people have passed out. And so while we're sitting there, and it's just, you know how we told the story at the time, it was so funny, but we're sitting there at attention, and the person who passes out is behind me. All I hear are rocks moving, and I'm getting irritated because if we're in attention, or like we're supposed to be like standing still, you need to be standing still. Like if they spot you not standing still, like now we got to do it longer, or you're gonna get told to do push-ups or whatever. It's about, you know, building discipline and all that. All I hear is rocks moving, so I'm irritated because I'm like, girl, we're about to stand here for another 3 minutes. Like, come on. Next thing I know, she's looking up at me because you're on the ground. And she's like, what happened? I said, baby, I don't know. Like, you were
like,
there.
Somebody is shaking
now
behind
you're there.
you on the ground.
Like, and I'm pissed. No,
like you're like oh my gosh,
standing,
up.
And now she's on the ground in front of me. And I'm like, and she looks up right at me first. And she's like, what happened? I said, well, you were there and now you're there. So I think we can put 2 and 2 together.
I love that you probably actually ignored her for a little bit until the band instructor saw her, so they know that you are still disciplined and nothing's gonna break.
I'm like, girl, I'm not leaving attention. No shade. Like,
okay, I'm gonna have to talk to you.
I'm like, help, help over here. Like, I'm not moving from this very spot. I'm sorry.
You're like using your eyebrows to communicate with someone across the way. That's terrible. Don't get your shoes from Walmart. It's so real, for real, because it's too hot. And teeth and feet, my mom always said that you don't play with those 2 things. Once your foot stops hurting, you're done. Teeth, you already know, done. Done.
You're gone.
Get
I'm sorry.
out. Let's just get on with it. I can't. Let's first of all,
Hold on.
What is this?
I'm gonna say, first of all, we're on a show.
I know what's going on.
Go ahead.
Where are we?
Show. Anyway, with Jaden and Mira.
No, like seriously. Let's start with our moment of the week. This is where Jaden and I are like, this is what happened this week, and in my case, years ago. But it's just stuff that we want to talk about that made us really stop and think. Like, anyway, and I'll go first, Jaden, while you moisturize your lips, if you don't mind.
Please.
He can't talk. So mine happened so long ago, and when I wrote it down, Jaden's reaction to it leads me to believe I didn't talk about it already. But do you remember when I accidentally dropped my iPad into the tub? Does that sound familiar?
No.
I
definitely will remember this happening.
So I called myself trying to do me a little foot soak. I told you don't play with the feet. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll watch a little video, put my iPad up on the ledge. Like it's a nice side ledge. You can sit on it and shave your legs if you're pressed. Like it's enough there. But it's got a little bit of a slope. I didn't account for the slope. And you know I have ads. So before I could even get to the ad, it slips right into the bathtub. I pick it up quick, but I also have one of those cases that's giving drama. Like it's like 20 pieces. It's like a screen protector. And industrial, toss it across, toddler proof, right?
Yeah.
So I'm shaking trying to get this ad. First of all, 20 minutes before this, I dropped my phone in the sink filled with water. So it was one of those days. It's one of those days that makes you
like your
say,
technology
like,
is supposed to drown.
Go sit down somewhere. Yeah, like it's one of those go sit down somewhere type days. So I drop it in there. I'm stressed. I'm like, okay, well, it's still working, but the camera's got a little bit of like, I could see water vapor in it. So I'm like, let me just put it in rice overnight, and then I'll come back and it'll be fine. When I turned it off and turned it back on, camera was black completely. Then it didn't turn on at all. So then I took it to the place. I took it to the iFixit.com place or whatever. They're like, no, your screen's not broken, baby. This is internal. We can't help you. So then I took it to Apple, which was my second mistake. The first mistake, obviously, was having it in the bathtub. I go there. They're like, honestly, once the water gets in there, water does such weird things. There's nothing you can do about it. I'd be surprised if you never got this thing to work again. I said, so there's no chance that it can come back to no, but we can trade it in for $50 credit. No. So I take it, I get on Google, and this, girls, is why it's important to do your own research. I get on Google, they're like, Tap the middle 3 times. Tap the right corner twice. Bottom left corner, shake it a little bit, and try again. I'm getting a little progress. I'm not gonna
Right.
lie. I'm in there like beatboxing with this thing. Tap, 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 burping this baby down. And I'm like, hold on, because I'm feeling like the water is moving.
Right.
The last step, and I was very scared. They said, now toss it in the freezer. Jaden. Why? This was like months ago. Why is my iPad still alive to this day? Working perfectly. I took it out the freezer, Jaden. I didn't even turn it back on. When I took it out the freezer, it woke up when I rose. When it rose, it just rose literally from the dead. I took it out the freezer and the screen was on, Jaden. I turned the camera on. It was clear. It was like a brand new iPad. And the lesson here today is not to not have your device in your water. It's to put it in the freezer and not go to Apple Genius Bar. And that's my moment of the week.
I want you to know how you just told that story was that all that happened 3 years ago, and you just pulled out the freezer yesterday. Like,
no,
how it feels,
no.
How it feels is it's been sitting in that freezer so long. It has seen several eras of meat eating and then non-meat eating since. Like
it's all the crab legs come in and out of the door.
It seems so many things happened with you in that freezer. Watch you grabbing like fruit bars out the back. And,
I was about to say it's fruit. It's fruit. No, the reason I said that today is because sometimes if it dies, which it is always dead right before we're recording, because I don't be using it for real. Every time it's dead, I think about that man saying, like, I'd be surprised one day if it just never turned back on. But by
he really
his
tried to pray
grace,
for
Jaden,
he really tried to pray for you
really did. He said, we will give you a $25 credit towards a new one. Are you serious, sir? I just got this.
And that's
4 years ago.
12 minutes in. That's capitalism for you. Like, instead of fixing problems, they want you to buy new problems. Like, they could have just told you, like, honestly, and this is the difference between different types of employees. Like, if I'm working somewhere, and when I used to work at T-Mobile, if people come with issues, I'd be like, honestly, babe, don't go to Apple for this. Like, go over here for this, or I will look it up and see how to solve this, because you're going to spend way more money going to Apple and they're going to tell you to buy something new. Or like they come to me and they're like, all right, this thing is happening. And I'm like, honestly, I've seen it before. You're going to have to buy a new one. Like, you're going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to do it. I said, but at the end of the day, you're going to be back here wanting to buy a new one. So I'm like, you can try it out. Here's some things you could try. I was like, but if not, you may want to just come back and get a new one. Or telling them how to, I would like go in there and tell them you want to upgrade it and let it, like, does it turn on? Yeah. Can you click through a few things? And then tell them like it's working perfectly fine. And then
never mind.
Yeah, like, and then but you know, they'd be like, it says water's in there. And it's like, girl, ain't no water here.
Do you remember that back in the day when the backs would come off, but they had like the little white thick girl
the thing that if it changed colors, it was like,
means you dipped it.
Water has touched it.
That was kind of sneaky a little bit. Like, that's not really your business for you to know.
Like, how about you mind yours? I said I wanted to
I have a question
I didn't
for
say
you,
I
Jaden. No, literally. I have a question for you, but I want to ask it after you tell us your moment of the week.
Okay. My moment of the week, it'll be quick this week, I promise.
Right.
You're right. So the other day, I went to the gym. This is like two, maybe 3 weeks ago. Went to the gym.
Not everybody got old, T. Nothing new.
No, nothing new. Because life's been okay.
Yeah, it really has.
I go to the gym and so the thing about Planet Fitness, that's the gym I go to. If you have the app for Planet Fitness, it shows you the crowd meter. Like, it shows you like what the capacity is. But I don't think it's a proper gauge of what actually is going on in the facility. Unless the bar is on 1, you have no idea how many people's in there. Because the bar will be on 2, and then you'll go in there and every machine's taken up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's several bars for the crowd meter that can be used up. But I've never truly seen it past 2 bars. But I've been inside the gym when it's at 2 bars, and it's been overbearing. So once it hits 2 bars, I usually decide I'm not going. This is just downright evil. Like, why are you cutting off? Why I feel like it's unplugging.
They don't want you to have light. That's why.
Oh, the cord was coming out. Sorry. Anyway, so go to the gym. It's on 2 bars. So I'm like, it's probably gonna be bad. I get there. I do my little warm up. I'm starting to walk to the machine, and you know, like I have like a notes of like the different workouts for whatever day I'm working on, whatever. And so I just like check them off once I do them. I went to the first 4 machines because you know, like you go to a machine, it's taken up. You go to your next one, and then you just eye that one. So when it's open up, you hurry up to your last set, and you run over there and do the. I went to 4 machines, and like my first machine taken up, went to my second machine to taken up, went to the third machine to wait for that, taken up, went to the 4th machine, and then in that process, no prior machine was getting removed.
Yeah.
I literally said, I'm leaving. And I was like, I'm not hesitating. I'm not like waiting and seeing like, oh, to get it. I'm out of here because I'm not doing this today. And it's the summertime, which I've talked about this before, but like during the summer, the youth are allowed. And I'm not anti-youth. I'm not anti-child. I'm not anti-whatever.
I am a little in some regards.
Because they don't come in 2 or 3. They come in as a pack of like 5 or 6.
6. Yeah.
And it's like,
hoodie.
Take your great value pack somewhere the fuck else. I'm sorry. Go somewhere else or like get off. Like, because they be around the machine, giggling, laughing, showing each other TikToks. Move out.
Playing. Please.
You're literally playing. This is not a jungle gym. This is not hop and jump. Get out of my way. Go somewhere else. Or
go to the park.
Tighten up around this one thing because they also sprawl across a few. So you also sometimes don't know if they're using 2 machines or if it, like.
And if they aren't using it, you definitely don't want to be using the machine next to a group of teens.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
There's no way you can focus.
I started just going at a certain time because then I asked the person who works there. I was like, "What time can I come to avoid this?" He was like, "You're not really going to." He said, "Unless you hear at 9 a.m., you're really gonna be running into this." He was like, "Especially because it's summer and the kids." I said, "That's my issue." He's like, "Yeah, if it hits 2 o'clock and you haven't been here already," he was like, "You might as well not come." I said, "Good to know."
Dang. What
so I get there like 12.
Planet Fitness membership.
They can sign up as the kids, like as high schoolers. They have a special package for them as high schoolers to sign up for free. It's a free membership for them.
They don't have to be accompanied by an adult?
Nope.
Some heavy machinery in there. So you only use machines? You didn't want to toss around a couple weights? At least to make it worth it.
I came, I saw, and I left. Well, no, I did the stairs and then I left. Because of course the stairs was empty. Every stair was
always
empty. I'm like, cardio, of course, is going to be empty, but lifting weights packed out.
Yeah, the machines are going to get you. How far do you live from Planet Fitness?
Like 12 minutes.
Okay, I guess. So where'd you go?
It's not super far. Get some food.
Yeah. Right. My question that I wanted to ask that I was thinking while you were I swear I was listening, but I was thinking while you were talking, I'm always so curious, Jaden, because you've got like a full proper beard, like, and you can do whatever you want. How did you decide on being a beard girl and not like a goatee or like a little mustache situation?
So what's funny is in high school, I started growing facial hair. And I was like, I don't want facial hair. Like, I want my baby face. I liked having a baby face or like a rounder face, clean face. And that was just my vibe. And then I had the like goatee because, you know, when it's first coming in, it's not all touching. It was very patchy. But down here was like pretty like followed through. So I just kept it like mustache and then like the the beard
Mm-hmm.
portion, whatever. Um, I don't know. I think I like a lower beard. People tend to like
Mm.
longer beards on me, but I myself, especially with having hair, like I like having a shorter to the face beard because I do have some kind of jawline. Like I do have some type of like face. I don't have a whole lot of neck. Like my neck is not super long. So it's like I want you to be able to see my neck.
Real.
Like I don't want to be just like a floating face and shoulders. Like that's just not my vibe. Head, shoulders, and knees and
No.
toes. No, throw that neck in there. So, and I'm a short girl. Like it helps
Yeah.
full out my
Yeah.
frame of like being able to see that like there's a
That you
neck
do
there.
have a neck. Yeah. Okay. So what about like a 5 o'clock shadow? Like shave it all the way down till it's just like shadowy vibe.
I've done that, but the other thing about that is itching. Like because when the hair is growing
Okay.
back, it's going to be like
Ugh.
very painful, and you like ingrowns are higher possibility and
Mm.
things like that. Like luckily I don't necessarily suffer from a lot of ingrown hairs, at least like on my actual face. Yes, please. Let me find something. I would have just tapped it. But yeah, I think based on trial and error, but I do kind of want to play with my facial hair a little more.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it. Not that I don't like your beard. That's not why I'm asking. I love it, but I'm always curious when the people find the facial hair that really works for them. Example, Jalen Hurts. Like, what a man! How did you find that out?
Yeah.
You know, guys that just have little mustaches. How did you find that out?
Yeah.
Haircuts too, of course, but kind
Facial
of
hair is
less
a very
so
specific
because
one. And I hate when there's a fine man. And this happens a lot with a white man. I will say that. Like
oh,
white men will be attractive and then they'll shave
mhm.
all their facial hair off. And it's like, what
Yeah.
are you doing? Who told you to do that?
Yeah, I think that if you're a person with less lip, you can't necessarily afford that, you know?
No.
You shouldn't
You
have
really should be
nothing.
keeping that around your face.
You're making it really give the appearance of I used to work with this guy, and when I say I used to work with, I mean he no longer works there. And he would every Monday or whatever come in with new facial hair. Jaden, when I say jump scare, like
Mm.
this is actually really scary. Like some days it's like the 5 o'clock shadow, big mustache. Some days it's a beard. Some days it's nothing, and it's like I'm like scared. First of all, I hate to be a white teacher with a black student type moment, but it's like I don't even recognize you. I didn't even see you.
Okay.
Who are you?
Facial hair will
This
change your entire face.
and it's scary. Like you have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mm.
excited to see how you experiment with your facial hair. Like I said, I love the beard, but I also wonder what you would look like with just a mustache. Because obviously you have lips.
Yeah.
I
And
think could be the beard. I don't know.
please. But I also wonder, especially more recently, now that I've had a beard for so long, what I would look like with a shave. I've thought about that, like what I would look like with a fully shaved like face, and I think it would eat. Like I think I
Slick
have
back
a
bun with
face
a
with a fully shaved face, and I want
yeah.
that era
Oh,
for me because I
yeah.
think that'll feminize my look. Because I think I personally struggle with like maintaining femininity in my like masculine appearance
Mhm. Mhm.
because I'm not like I don't necessarily want to get my nails done. Like those things have never excited me or never made me feel like, oh, I'm more feminine. Like I think my hair puts
Mhm.
out my femininity a lot. Like when it's pulled, when
Mhm.
it is in a bun, or if it's pressed out, or even like when the twists are hanging down. Like when I have my little
Yes.
bob, like it's just something about that pulls that out. And then clothing, of course. Um, but I think a completely shaved face. But it's like, why would I keep the mustache? Like I might as well get rid of the whole thing.
Well, when you're shaving, you can see what once you get there, you
Yeah.
know, if you want it. Let's not get crazy.
I can always just do it. Like
I think you should do it today.
I was thinking that I'm like I could just do it like right now, but it's like
It's hot, Jaden. You could do it
it
today
is hot. I really could just do it, but it's
because
like
you're not gonna cut your hair
I'm
today.
scared because what if I absolutely hate it? Luckily, it'll grow back like it's hair,
Where
but
you
like
gotta be?
I could absolutely. I have several places to be, and that's my problem.
Okay.
Like, I
Okay.
have several
Okay.
things to go do, and I'm already. I think there's childhood trauma in this because
Mm.
I was always misgendered growing up. So like people will
Mm.
always assume I was a girl, and the one thing that stopped that was me having a beard. Like me having a beard would help, like in the general public identifying me
Yeah.
correctly. So like having no beard, you know, I've gotten like catcalled with by people thinking I'm a girl, things like it's been stuff like that. So now to be here, I know if I were to get rid of my beard, the one thing holding on to like me being perceived as a guy, it'd be bad.
I think that, and I could be wrong, but personal experience, whenever one thing is a particular, like very masculine or very feminine, then other things can kind of be more flexible. Like you were saying with your clothes. If you have this beard, you're probably less likely to put on something that's like oversized or like baggy and masculine. But I feel like if you had a baby face slick back bun, we really might get a little tomboy era from you. I don't know.
We would have to
I don't
because I'd be a
know.
girl, and I
Can't
love
wear
that.
leggings no more, baby. Can't wear the leggings no more.
But what's funny is I have looks that I want to do that are very like girly, like especially with my hair and things like that.
Mm.
And I know with a clean face, it would take it. Especially because I also do like skincare, you know, like because, but I
Exactly.
also don't know what my skin looks like under my beard, and it's like it may be a whole different color.
Pale.
Pale. That's what I'm saying. Like it's probably very pale. I would probably have to, you know, completely be washing my face consistently, and which I do anyway.
Well,
But
you are friends with makeup artist. She can give you the match
yeah,
and she can get you right. All right. So that's just I was just curious. Let's get on to the catch. This is why our episodes are taking forever. Because we just went on a tangent for how long
about
about
facial
something
hair.
that's not even written down. But I was just so curious because I'm like, huh, friend. Because obviously when I
I
met
do
you, you
want to
had a
start over
beard.
sometimes.
Yeah, I think I feel like I remember in the beginning of this year you saying you wanted to cut your hair at the same time I said I wanted to grow mine out. Only one of us is kind of following through with that. I don't know which one of us it
Because
is.
I do love my hair, but sometimes
Oh,
I'm over my hair. Like that's really it.
yeah.
Like sometimes I don't want this anymore, but I also don't want to go to the barbershop every 2 weeks. Like I don't want to deal with that.
You cut your own hair, Jada.
I can't cut my own hair. That's so
And
strange.
by barbershop you meant the bathroom at your house. I know. I did the same
And
thing.
that too. Like I don't feel like doing all that right now.
But is cutting your hair more work than maintaining doing a full wash day? Well, you be doing wash and goes, but even still, that takes a long time.
God, it's on my side when it comes to my hair. I will admit, I don't know why people are like it's 4C hair is easy or like I don't have any like identity to that, but my hair
Mhm.
is easy to do. Like I will not say that. Like I've had friends who I can't give you what I do with my hair because we have two very completely different hair textures, hair types, like
Yeah.
how our hair
Yeah.
is retaining water. Like even like they've asked me to help with like slick backs, and like I can only give you but so much, but the gel may not hold your hair the way it is. I have another friend who is her hair is easier than my hair. Like I told
Mhm.
her, she was like, "Let's do that." I said, "I can't just throw water in my hair, pull it back, and then walk out the house. Like I have to flick it down, tie that hoe, and I have to just keep
Sleep
girl.
with it slicked down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I have to wait for it to fully process as hard rock hair before I can exit my home. And it's getting hot. You think I'm about to walk around
Oh my
because my worst
gosh.
places are where it's short and it's short on the side.
Yes,
I look
yes.
like Ronald McDonald with this all flat and the two puffs on the side. Like that looks
Clown.
crazy.
Are you growing the sides out too, or you just haven't cut it? That wasn't
I
shade. I just want to know.
didn't know. You can never attack me. Have you seen that clip with Drea?
No, I don't think I have.
She was like, I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you. She's like, oh, you can never attack me.
Oh,
I
oh
just think,
yes, Drea. I
yeah,
thought
she's
you
like, I
meant
just think bitches be in
Kelly.
my business. Are you calling me a bitch in your
Yeah.
business?
Yes. Okay. Yes. I thought you meant Kelly, whatever her name is, Andrea Kelly or whatever. I don't know why.
Who the fuck
Our
is
Kelly's
Andrea
baby
Kelly?
mother.
That's what I
Isn't that
thought.
her
I'm
name?
like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna move on.
So no, it's not growing out or something. Okay,
It
cool. We'll see
is,
who if
but it's just not at a rapid rate.
When are you getting braids again? Now I'm in your business.
I just think bitches be in my business. Yep. I want braids soon, but I also want my twist right now because it's
Me
hot.
too. But look how much hair I have. I need some braids too. I want to throw some white people off at work. The last time I got to do that was when my hair was pink. Oh, that's drastic. I was like, I don't think so. Ooh, I love it. Now it's time for the catch. This is where Jane and I catch you up on things that are happening in some place at some time. The first thing, follow us on Instagram at ChildLivingPod and at Twitter, I guess, if you want. There's nothing over there. I don't even think I follow the page, if I'm being honest. Unless it's rebranded
Instagram
from
ain't
at
been touched in
Jaden.
a while either.
Instagram, not at all. I was going to post something on the Instagram, but then I said, "Child, I ain't trying to wake nobody up. Let me let that rest. Let me just let that rest." But speaking of Twitter and social media, I don't know if you've seen this, Jaden, because I don't know if we're in like a break week with you. Okay, you've been on a little.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I literally saw you there. Recently I've been seeing all of these. First of all, going back, the first AI video I fell for, I'm embarrassed to admit because it's so stupid. The kangaroo support animal on a plane. When you say that out loud, it doesn't even sound like a video you can believe.
I know what you're talking about.
I guess I wasn't thinking. I'm like, the kangaroo is holding the boarding pass, and the lady's like, "No, this kangaroo cannot get on," and I really fell for it. I didn't think anything about it.
I did as well because
I just moved on.
Crazy is like it could be real because people would do some stupid shit like that.
White people do that kind of stuff. I didn't know. So that was my first AI video, but like, it's so stupid and unbelievable that it's like it makes me nervous to be susceptible for things that are realistic, like this one I've been seeing, and it's only ever always Black people as these like AI videos. The one I saw first was like this girl doing this mukbang eating chicken. Fortunately, the only reason I knew that it was AI, I wasn't looking that long, was because of how she ate it.
You take a full wing of chicken and you turn
it's gone
to go straight into the mouth, airplane style, and the entire chicken just disappears. No chewing nor nothing.
Nope.
Leave me alone.
No, but that's good. Let's let it keep being stupid like that. But then the problem is everyone's like, how could this happen? And it's like, remember you was like, oh, this is me as the Powerpuff Girl. This is me as Total Drama Island character. Girl. That's why. Like I am not gonna lie. I did in the past chat GPT a couple work emails. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't feel the need to use my creative skill.
Right.
But then as soon as I found out the facts, I stopped. And my emails, honestly, they have been better. They're much better now that I write them myself, like
right.
But it was easy to just copy and paste the email, say reply to this, and then move on to the next email while they're typing the email. But then I had to stop. Like I said, literally, I did this maybe for like 2 days. I was going in. But like really in.
Right.
But this is obviously worse because yes, it's cute and fun now, and that's obviously the point of this rollout, being cute and fun. But it's gonna probably next week not be cute and fun. No. Videos of people robbing other people, protesting, throwing fire into local businesses. Like it's so obvious that it will be used for evil. And that's the part that's the most frustrating on the internet,
I was always concerned, not even just with its capabilities or just with like the negative effects of it and like how it's produced, how it's maintained. It was the adoption of it. Like it was the way companies infused it with their entire business overnight. Yeah. Like one day we woke up and every website you went on had AI like in its like grain. And I'm like, that's scary to me because companies don't move that quickly. Like, and so and I don't think people realize like how long things are in production before the public gets a hold of it. Like, so when AI is put into Google in such a way, or when AI is put into Twitter in such a way, or when these are meetings that were had about a plan that starts with the turning this into an everyday thing that you're going to keep running in. Like it's a curated thing that has now it's ingrained to every part of your life where you cannot download an app without AI being a part of it in some way, shape, or form, as if those apps need the game Candy Crush. Why do we need AI in Candy Crush?
What?
So I'm making it up. I have no idea.
Oh! I'm about to say, girl, let me delete.
And it's like they want you so you can make your own like little gems, and it's like,
Yeah.
or not. Like, there's nothing wrong with how the service works. The fact that Google shows you a full AI like response
Oh my
before, like, and I
gosh.
understand the usefulness of it, but Google can do that regardless. Like, it can pull the information from the websites that are hosted on their site and give you a
Right.
synopsis of what they're talking about. Because the other thing about AI is you have no true understanding if something is fact, if something is just like, like if there's a popular article that's all misinformation, AI will pull that in.
Yeah.
And now you're using this having no idea of like whether what you're saying or trying to use for your research or for your assignment, whatever, is actually factual.
Right.
And now we're sitting here looking at you with your bachelor's degree and 2 brain cells.
Oh.
Did you see the article about AI? Like, people who use AI are actually becoming dumber over time, which we knew.
I didn't see that, but yeah, absolutely, that makes sense.
But so they had did a test. I forget who specifically ran the test, but it was like they had some people. They had a series of essays that they had to write, like 20 minutes writing an essay, whatever.
Mhm.
They had some people who started off using AI primarily, and some people who were just writing it like directing whatever. And what they had found was the people who started off using AI, it would take minutes before they would just completely shift to just using, like, they would try to start off at first, but
Yeah.
then they would jump to AI or ChatGPT, type in a thing, literally just copy and paste and maybe change a few words. While the people who were writing it on their own, and they would be, they would be generic. They would all end up kind
Right.
of sounding very much the same. Where the people who weren't using AI were just writing based off like whatever, they were pulling in different contexts. They were pulling in their own like historical resources, along with like finding resources, and then they were all given the option or like the ability to fix their essays with AI or like make like a sequel to it.
Right.
What they found was the people who were using AI to begin with didn't even know what they wrote. Like they have no memory of what their original thing was. So they
Right.
couldn't even, like they're pulling it back and they're saying the same things and they're repeating the same things, where people who are doing a second essay using like some ChatGPT or whatever, they're using it, pulling resources to put into it, to expand on what they said the
Mhm.
first time, but they're able to continue it because they know what they said the first time. Just like
Yeah.
in a society that is already profiting off of you being ignorant, and like
Hello.
even with like things going on like with wars and stuff right now, like
Mhm.
these things have been happening, and Americans are only surprised because they're in the belly of like the beast, per se, like of imperialism and of like war making. Like we're in the beast of it, so we're in the shielded portion. Like we have no idea what's happening until our taxes go up or until we have to start paying more for groceries. Like then we complain, but when it's just happening and they're like,
Yeah.
oh well, that's happening, they have conflict over there, and it's like, actually, but that's your money being sent regardless.
Um,
Go ahead.
Jaden,
Sorry.
I'm not sure how you got there. I knew that you
Yeah.
would get there.
I
I
was gonna
was
end up
like,
here
should I
eventually.
write anything down about this current event or this political thing? I'm like, girl, write down anything. Jaden's gonna take it there.
Jada
It
will
don't
find
even
a way
matter.
there. Shout
She's
out Miss
gonna find
Rachel.
a way. Like literally, shout out Miss Rachel. I'm looking over here. I'm like, child, all these things Jaden would have found a way. But for
Yep.
real, shout out Miss Rachel, really doing the work. Like I was telling Jaden earlier, taught my nephew how to his ABCs and how to count. That's real. I'm sorry. Like she's doing the thing and she's about that business. Love her down. And mother sings and
Truthfully.
dances. Um But speaking of singing and dancing, it was apparently just the Kids' Choice Awards, which I did not watch because I'm not a kid and don't believe in choice or awards. So, but this is something that I read an article about a while ago. Like it was, it wasn't like some like deep think piece. It was just kind of like, oh, consider this slime, the green slime, so perverted, Jada. Like
Yeah.
it is so perverse for you to be like, I mean, I feel like I don't even have to get into the graphic details of why the imagery of that is inappropriate, especially for children. Like grown men are at home very much indulging in this as well. Like slime, I think we can all read between the lines here and like what that actually looks like just because it's green. To me, it's very blue blood in a tampon commercial. Like, girl, you're not fooling anybody with what it is. And you're not really meant to. That's obviously supposed to be blood, but it's blue because men be nervous.
Right.
Slime is green because men be freaks. You know, it's nasty. I just the reason that I wrote this down is because of Tyla getting
I
like
saw.
blasted with slime, and
I
I'm like,
didn't
oh, I
see.
know
I didn't see
somebody.
it happen, but yeah.
Like, no. And I hate that celebrities have to go because they have to promote. I don't know what Tyler's promoting on the Kids' Choice Awards, but honestly, what do they even do over there? The Kids' Choice Awards. Like, what? Why are there adults
I have no
there?
idea. And there
Should it just
that
be
has been a thing
kids
for a very long
content?
time. But and my thing is there isn't enough kids content for me. Like
Yeah.
kids content has been blurred with adult content
Yeah.
in such a way. And it's interesting because when we were younger, we were also watching adult content, but there was content also made
Wait,
for kids.
wait. Who?
Okay, excuse me.
Bless you. Bless you.
Let me identify adult content. I mean,
Yeah.
like music videos, like
Check up on it. I
a,
was there. Get
a
me body.
movie
Yes.
that may
Yes.
not have been like, like I saw a scary movie when I was a child. Like
Soul food. Yes.
there's movies that have even Fat Girls, which I'll talk about. Like I seen that as a child first, and it's like I remember asking questions, and I think about it every time I watch a movie. There's a question I ask about a line that Monique says, and I remember my mother's response to said question. But then growing up, I'm like, girl, don't lie to me like that.
Don't be shy. What was the question?
It was when she was getting into it with the guy at Fat Ass Burger, and she was like, "Your mama looks at your daddy and be like, damn, I should just give you head." And I was like, "What's head?" And she was like, I forget what she said, but I know it was not the truth. And
She's like,
but then like
thoughts.
like when when you're older talking to a child, like you do lie about the things that are
Obviously.
yeah.
Sometimes. You gotta.
But she could have literally said like, "Oh, that's like an adult thing. Like, I'll tell you that when you get older." Like, it could have been that
Yeah,
simple.
right, girl. You would have been on Google. Yeah.
Literally, like AI. What is
Literally.
um?
Literally.
But the Kids' Choice Award, there's not enough children content that's entertaining, and I say that because we had Raven, like we had Kim Possible, we had quality, even like an iCarly or like Victorious, like we had very targeted youth thing, and even though they were perverted as well, like if you go back and watch iCarly or whatever, and we know the stories about
Yeah.
Dan Schneider, like they were perverted and creepy as well, and they were at the Kids' Choice Awards too. And
Well,
I just the child is now the market, and when you are willing to capitalize, I won't say the word, but capitalize off of youth, you're willing to do, and these little kids are nasty. I'm gonna tell you something, and this doesn't leave this space. The other day I went out for Father's Day with my dad and like my sisters and my stepmom. So we're sitting there, right? And my little sister says to me, "Please grab onto like your thing." So she was like, "There's this teacher on YouTube who like she homeschools her kids and da, da, da." I was like, "Okay, girl." She was like, "Yeah, my classmates call her Diddy because she's teaching in her garage." I was like, "What?" A few minutes later, there's a picture because where we were, there's like pictures on the ceiling, and there was a picture. You know, the Albert Einstein picture with his tongue out. I'm like, it's a very
yes.
famous picture
It's
where
cute.
he's like,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Why does he have his tongue out?" I said, "Oh, that's a pretty famous picture. Like that's been around for a while. Like to show his goofy side. Like he was smart, but he was also like a person." And she was like, "I hope that's not his immigration photo."
Wait, Okay, how old is this? What did she be talking about?
The girl is 9 years old.
Just saying literally anything.
But then you're also asking me, what's liquor?
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Like,
Check.
you
Please,
actually
check,
don't
please.
know anything, but you're repeating things because your content is crossing with the content that
Yeah.
we see. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about, and you're just saying like weird internet
Call
jokes or
me
like
Diddy.
weird. Like, what do
Yeah.
you don't even know anything about what's going
I hate
on,
that.
but you're sitting here telling me like that your classmates call somebody did. And this is also my issue with her going to predominantly white school because that's the stuff
Whoa, I
she
didn't
did.
have that context.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna expose my whole family on this podcast. We can talk
Please
about this
don't.
offline, but
Yeah.
just know the kids are not all right. Like the kids are being like raised on the internet in a way where like they're not understanding the risk before indulging. Like I think
Yeah.
when we were younger, there was still an association with like the internet being a scary place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you approach scariness on the internet, you would either tap in or you would tap out. But you knew that you had a choice to do so. Versus
Yeah.
like now everything is scary, everything's perverted, everything has like a hidden agenda to it. And it's like,
Yeah.
but y'all are also the market. Like they're also targeting you, like as a child. They're targeting your content, they're targeting the things that you're watching because they know that that's going to turn into income for them.
That's what are the parents saying while this girl's just saying anything at dinner?
She was only talking to me.
Now she's whispering. I'm
She's
screaming. Wait, how old's your other
but she's not
sister?
whispering. Don't quiz me right now because you're gonna piss me off. But I think she's like 6 or 7.
Something like that. So she's okay, so she's not like engaging in the same conversation at this time.
No, but this little one has always been a weirdo. Like she's always said little things where I'm like, take the tablets away. Like
Yeah, why she got a
something
phone?
she doesn't have a phone. She doesn't have one. She only has a tablet that she doesn't get to use all the time. Like I'm confused as to where all this is coming from, but I know it's while you're at school. This is what y'all are talking about, and this is what y'all are doing. And it's like, you are 9 years old. I'm not saying that we was above doing these similar things or having conversations at 9 years old, but I wasn't going to adults in my life and telling them that we call this teacher Diddy. Or I hope he doesn't have this on his immigration. That's white people words. Like that's something white people say about like Hispanic people that they know or black people. Like, and I know one of her Hispanic friends was told that by some white person, and she probably giggled, laughed, and was like, "Girl, you're getting deported." Like they were doing that.
I know the feet were kicking, honey. Just having a good old time.
I literally ignored her when she said it to me both times. I was like, I think I told her like, stop talking. Like you're 9 years old. Shut up.
We're so different. What did you mean by that? Me?
Right.
Tell me more. What do you mean? What do you think? What are you
like,
talking about?
My thing is, I don't even want to investigate this because I want you to know like this is inappropriate.
It's so inappropriate. But Jaden, you might have to indulge a little because you're not the only adult she's saying it to, and other adults are perverts watching slime videos. So
But my thing is, where are the parents? I'm literally talking about my dad, but like y'all are right here.
I mean, girl, he's out buying Chipotle gift cards for you.
Well, but he doesn't hear like y'all don't hear this. And this, like I said, this is not the first time. Me and my uncles, we have a whole thing about this little girl saying the most insane things that you've ever heard in your entire life. And it's just like they're not like I can make my Roblox disappear and reappear with like they're not normal children things or like I saw my doll fight my sister. Like, okay, you're a weirdo, but like, okay, girl, whatever.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're like, I hope that's not his immigration photo. And we're talking about Albert Einstein.
I don't even know what she's meaning by that. I actually need I need us to pivot because what we can't do, Jaden, is have an audience of people at home like going in on your sister. So let's move on because you're like, is she so busted and crusty? Let's move on from your sister. Right. I don't need the people to be like, please, we love her. Down. She's 9. Maybe.
She's really 9.
Maybe. Speaking of family though, Jaden, I don't know if it's public information, and I don't know if I should be sharing this because the girls
But you're
love to
going
pull
to.
up with a fork. The girls love to pull up with a fork as
You have
morals.
a fork and a plate in
Jaden be
hand.
cooking now. Jaden be cooking now. Long-time listeners know Jaden don't be cooking. Actually, you could have listened 2 weeks ago. My man's be at the Chipotle. Simple.
Yes.
Wingstop. That's it. But Jaden be cooking. And Jaden, I know you've been seeing the cornbread pictures on
Yes, I
Twitter.
have.
And I also have seen a cornbread that you made, Jaden. So I'm just curious, like, what else? Because I haven't gotten any pictures. I've been getting pictures of books, but never plates.
That's what's been cooking. I have not been cooking in
I
the
walked
kitchen as of
right
recently.
into that.
You did. I have not been cooking in the kitchen. I only have that old picture of the cornbread, and it was cornbread muffins. Like, I'm not about to post cornbread muffins while everybody posting skillet cornbreads. Like, I'm not doing
No,
that.
I saw some cornbred muffins, baskets full.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I only saw like
yes.
the
The
skillet,
cast iron.
iron. I'm so
The sheet pan.
black and gold. Like, so when I saw it, I'm like, y'all not touching my cornbread, no shade. But yeah, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let y'all have that one.
So okay, but for real, when do you go start cooking again, mamas?
Next week.
You know what? It's too hot to cook, girl. Never mind. Have a salad.
Honestly, once I move out,
too hot.
I've already said, like, I think my cooking era exists beyond this home. Because I already told you my leading chef in charge, I can never do anything right around her. Like, she's even things I've made 1,000,001 times. She's like, well, don't forget to do that. I'm like, I know, I've done this already. Like, all I'm doing is making a bowl of cereal. Like, I know how to put the cereal, the milk into the bowl. Like, I know how to do that.
But there's technique, baby, and she's just trying to put you on.
She's a Virgo, and she's very like, things have to be a certain way. Even when I made those muffins, she was like, "Oh, I would have done it like that, but it's okay." Like, it was like, I don't want to hear all that right now. Like, weren't they good? Weren't they delicious? Weren't they yummy? Like, let's focus on that.
She's like, maybe a pincher.
She's like, oh, I never thought to do it that way, but it's fine that way. I'm like, it's gonna have to be fine.
Everyone has their different ways of doing it. I want to believe in you, I really do. But right now, you've got a beautiful kitchen.
I do.
It's a cooking kitchen. Are you moving to a place for the cooking? Is that even on your list of like gotta have?
Yes. Well, okay, no, it's low on the list. I'll say that. It's lower on the list.
There has to be a kitchen.
What's higher on the list is me having enough money to not have to cook. But what's on the list is me having the ability to, like, me having the access to cooking. Because I'm starting to enjoy the process. That was my whole thing. I didn't hate cooking, like the actual like making things or like putting ingredients together. I hated the process of cooking, like the prep, the cleanup, like the before and after. I could do it out, but the in between, I'm down with it.
You have to learn to love the process. Yeah,
Truly.
The prep is cutting those vegetables, Jaden. It's there's nothing like it.
I hate it.
Onions. Onions are kind of rough sometimes, but there is a level of satisfaction when you cut an onion and you do it so expertly that your eyes don't burn.
Otherwise, my eyes don't be burning unless the onion is like
steel eyes,
pungent. Right? Like, unless it's like super, I'd be like, ew. But you know what to do for that.
What?
You know what to do
what
for
did you say?
When the onion is like making you cry?
Tell me. I don't think I do. It's got to be something super country. Yeah, just like I thought. Put a spoon on your tongue.
A spoon on your tongue.
A metal spoon?
Metal spoon.
And you've tried this?
I have.
And it worked.
It does work. I am country.
This is just so
we need to understand that I am Southern. Like, I don't know why people. I was raised in Jersey,
we know
but I was also raised in the South. Like, and I don't. I literally had to catch, kill, and pluck all of my meals growing up. Like, I am a Southern belle, and I need y'all to get this through y'all skulls. Like, I remember Denise, a fan of the show. when I was doing physical labor one time, I was telling my friends, I said, Denise has never seen me do physical labor. Like, I can be so prissy and like
Such a
get somebody
Jersey
else to
girl.
do it. And that's just so me. Like, I'm like, can you help? Can you do this for me? Can you do this?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm only able to do that because I know how to do things on my own. Like, I can be so reliant because I can also tell you how to do whatever I need you to do.
Just like your
So,
grandmother.
hello, learn from the best. And she was like, Jaden, you're giving me boy vibes. I said, I know. Like, I have never, you only see me in my, like, get a man to do it. But, like, sometimes I have to be the man that do it. And that's
You can change it.
my southern side.
Can you change tire?
I can.
Okay.
My friend,
Okay,
he,
Mr. Cohen voice.
my friend, he was like, I had a flat tire. I was like, yeah, I had to change he was like, you know how to change a tire? I said, yeah. I'm like, I'll get out on the side of the road, pump this tire up, and be on my merry way. Like, what? I know how to change a tire.
Putting
What?
that donut on, baby. I mean,
Build
similarly,
stuff.
I can
I'm
do
like,
things. Yeah, building stuff. I can do those things too. Similar vibes. Somebody else can do it, but no one ever does, so I have to do it anyway. Yeah, like I be country in some stuff, Jaden, but that spoon business, that's a little bit too country. But I will say, I did tell my nephew when his eyes were burning. That's why I had to ask what you were gonna say, to take like a cabbage leaf and put it over your face to stop the burning. I made that up. Like I
I know
fully
you made it
made
up.
that up.
I'm like, a cabbage leaf. You were trying to play with that a little
But
bit.
why did it
Like,
kind of work a little bit? That cooling, it kind of worked. And just imagine like a 9-year-old boy with cabbage over his face, like, oh yes, this is really helping. I'm
like,
like, okay,
yes,
this is how
you're
this is how it
gagging.
starts.
Like, mind you,
Grandmother's
you
just
made it
making up
completely
stuff.
up.
Yeah, just like your
Literally,
grandmother made it that spoon thing. So it works.
the spoon thing
Maybe.
works
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it.
along with the hot
Speaking of
sauce.
no, I did have and do have a mosquito bite on my foot. But I'm like, when would I ever have time? Like, do you let it dry on the skin? There's just too many logistics for the hot sauce
No,
thing.
y'all, you literally just put it on there. You go do something else for like 30 seconds. Like, it doesn't take long. Like, it's not going to be like as it sit on and
Yeah.
you gotta like let it marinate, cook down. Like, no.
Okay.
It's
No.
literally like you put it on there, let it sit for a little bit, and then you wash it off.
I'm not trying that either. The spoon thing, I'm gonna give it
Try
a whirl.
it.
I'm gonna cut a red onion today, which sometimes burns, sometimes doesn't. I'm gonna try. Do you put the spoon on while you're cutting them, or once your eyes start burning?
You can do it before.
Okay, a little preventative maintenance. Okay.
Yeah, like if you
Okay.
know, like, or even if you like cut into it and you feel that, like, you could just throw the spoon on your tongue.
I'm just gonna say I've never walked into a Southern kitchen and seen somebody with a spoon on their tongue. And I know
Because
that you
they're
haven't
used to it
either.
by then. They're used to it by now.
Their eyes are
But like
calloused.
growing up, when I would like be in the kitchen, I would be asked to like cut an onion, and I would like start cutting. I'm like, oh, it's burning my eye, and they're like, my grandmother would be like, huh, put this on your tongue, and I put it on my tongue. No more burnt eyes.
That old sugar pill remedy, girl, bye. She said anything to you and it worked. But
She
honestly, I
like,
hope it works
huh?
for me.
It was just a spoon sitting next to me. She like, put this on your tongue.
Meanwhile, there's like it's drenched in tequila or something. So you're
Right,
actually
right.
just like numb. Um, Speaking of numb, Tyler Perry has recently been he's facing a lawsuit for $260 million for harassment, professional retaliation, and sexual assault against one of his I guess employees, because you know it's his studio. And speaking of like your sister with the whole like Diddy thing and like these kind of things, it's so frustrating when people make light of these sort of things and very quickly decide what they're going to believe based off of someone else's status. Like Tyler Perry he's pretty big. It's Tyler Perry. And of course, the guy that is suing him or whatever is white. So that also is an element of people's believability. And at the same time, that court document was 46 pages. You already know I didn't read it, which is why I'm just kind of on the side of like, it definitely could have happened. I have no reason to like stick beside Tyler Perry in all of this, really. Like, it, he got it. Like, he can handle his own. My tweets are not going to save him. Your tweets are not going to save him. It's like the thing people say, like, Tyler Perry is not going to see your tweet, but your friend who faced something similar with their boss is going to see your tweet. But the other thing that I think is really interesting and important about this conversation people are having about Tyler Perry is his sexuality, because when they make the comparison, it then just like places being gay with like being a predator, and like it being like kind of like 2 and 2. Like, this man is not having what's the word? No, what's consensual
Yeah.
consensual gay stuff with this man. Like, this is assault. It's not gay, it's assault. He probably is also something else somewhere else, but that's not the conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think those are separate conversations that people have already been having, but I don't think this lawsuit is like, perfect. We've been meaning to talk about this for a good minute.
Right.
Let's break that open, you know.
And it does make me think of when Diddy stuff happened, the sensationalization around it, the gay stuff, like him being violent to women, him, having cats be sexually assaulted and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That we're not talking about. That we're saying that didn't happen. But when it comes to the gay stuff, it's now like a no Diddy, or like now it's a colloquialism to make fun of his potential queerness. And now that has not been disproven, but that hasn't been proven to have been a thing. Like, even in the other men who have like come out and said that these things happen, they weren't saying that Diddy was touching them or like it would be like he wanted them to participate in this sexual act, and it was a form of assault, but it wasn't the assault that they needed to build the case around him being gay. So now none of it's true. This blah blah blah. They snakes, whatever. So with this thing, and I think the nuance of the man being white, like, oh, like they trying to send this white man to and I'm not disagreeing with the history of white people actively trying to like get in relationship with black people to then try to expose them or to make lies about them. Like, that's a very real history, but that's not the case here. Like, this person has like proven whatever, and it's not my job to believe or not believe them. Anybody. Like,
no.
Am I a judge? Am I God? Like, am I on the
jury?
Like,
No.
it's not my role, my position to be the grand sayer of what's true and what's not. Like, the court of public opinion does a lot in the actual courtroom, but there are laws that it's supposed to not happen. Like, that's really supposed to not happen, even though it's a tactic for lawyers to use. It's just also pathetic. Like, why is it so hard for people to believe that this person who holds so much power has the capability and the access and the organizational, like the organizational skill of it all? Because that's even with Diddy being charged for racketeering. Like, that's because it was such an organized process that it's bigger than just trafficking. It's bigger than just like, it becomes a whole new thing. So why would this person who literally owns 3/3 of Atlanta not have the capabilities to also harm someone? And years ago, the guy I forget his name. He was an actor, and we know him from Tyler Perry Productions.
With the cross tattoo on his chest.
Yeah, so fine. But he did he didn't do anything, but he made a video talking about like a person in this same kind of field of power having sexually assaulting him. And while we didn't piece it together, it was very kind of clear that it was TP. So now that this is happening with a name put on it, we're surprised, we're shocked, we're appalled, when a few years ago we were already told that this is something he had the capability of doing. And I feel like this was like the R. Kelly of it all. Like, it wasn't a secret. Like, I feel like a lot of people felt this way about this man in general. And he got the church, the Bible thumpers on his back, who are the perfect community for this, who always like they trying to take the blessed ones, they trying to
Yeah.
take the ones who have God's favor, and it's like he wrote a few good plays and 2 good movies. Y'all
Hold
have
on.
to like
Hold on. All the plays were good.
all the plays were good.
Which
I'm not saying
movies
that.
are
And
I need to
and and actually, I take all that back. Talent does not excuse harm. Talent does not
No.
excuse
No.
the ability for a person to be vile or aggressive, or like a lot of times when talent meets power, there's access to these people causing harm. Like that's kind of the whole point. Like the whole point
Yeah.
is them using their talents to get to places where they can be vile and evil people.
Yeah, power corrupts. That's what they say. And like you're saying, this man has so much access, so much power, so and okay, just it also talent doesn't die, but also like doing good in one way doesn't absolve you from potentially doing bad. Ooh, he gave some money to some charity. That'll mean he's throwing this man up against the wall, like they said he was doing, or like the man said he
Right.
was doing to him. But yes, to the point of like he's got the perfect fan base to bounce back from this, even if it turns out to be true, or even well, we would never technically, I guess, literally know if it's true. But if it turns out that it doesn't go in his favor, the lawsuit, Tyler Perry's favor, baby, you think them church tours not still selling out, girl? Medea's reunion back from harassment, like spin it, please. It's
Oh, Madea is
easy.
going to jail.
That's good.
Thank you. But he's not
That
going
was
to
good.
jail. Like even if he were to be convicted of a crime, they're not putting that man in a prison cell or a jail cell.
I think that they maybe should
They should.
for a little. He's just, he's just very interesting to me.
Somebody
Everyone,
said
it's,
you can tell he's DL because he get his hats from
yes,
all his hats are blank, like they from the beauty supply store.
yes. I saw
I
that too, and I was like, yeah, they are.
hollered. They are.
Why are they all blank? You trying to bedazzle? I think that even though it's like such low hanging fruit and it's so easy to get your jokes off with this, like low key, the material writes itself. Once again, Tyler Perry is not going to see the tweets, but your friend is. And just because this
Yeah.
is a silly, goofy man in other capacities, he's still very powerful. And this man, I don't even know what show he's from, really. And after it's all said and done, we probably never will see this man again.
It's one of the BET shows, I think. And he just came out
He
with
has a
that
new,
movie Straw
yeah, I don't know what that's about at all. But I
with
just know
Taraji
Taraji
P
P.
Henson
Henson's in it.
and Tiana Taylor. They need to leave me alone.
Oh,
And
Tiana.
she's also in it. Everybody's like, it's so sad, and I'm like,
Everyone's been loving it. He
everyone
also has
has
this
loving
show
it, but I
called
don't
like
trust them.
Divorce or something. Let me see. I saw Tyler Perry new show. I saw this flyer, huge flyer for a Tyler Perry show. It was called like Divorce Sisters. I literally stopped in the middle of the street and was like making the most dramatic. I know people were like, you have to move out of the middle of the street, but like I felt like in the scene and like Don't Look Up when they're like, baby, the meteor's coming today. Like that's how I felt. Divorced sisters. Tyler Perry, what do you know? What real life experience are you writing from? Not that you necessarily need it, but I would like to see it. Something. I have to move on from Tyler Perry. All I know is this. Just guys, please just keep your jokes for off the internet at least. Cause I know, sometimes you got a joke you gotta make about the Madea going to
Yeah,
jail. You gotta say, you gotta get that off.
you gotta get
But
that off.
not at the expense of like this potential victim and other victims in your life. Tyler
Yeah,
Perry,
and
please.
stop memifying politics, like
I knew that was gonna
politics in
come up.
general. I just have to, because I
Yeah.
grow concerned with our, and it's I think a Black culture thing to make light and make and have jest
Yeah.
around like
Yeah.
harsh topics or things that are challenging, and that's the way we work through things. But we're not working through anything. Like we keep making jokes about uh Iran and war and these things, like we're making jokes, but like there's active people dying at
Yeah.
our hands. Like I don't care what people have to say, we are also involved. Like our safety, our like we're involved to a certain extent because we also have to face the brunt of
Yeah.
military forces at home, but we're also the ones on the front line with our just hat, jacket, and pants on, trying to make a joke out of things that are not funny. Like they're not funny. We're talking about deportation like things are funny. Like my little sister saying, "I hope it's not on his green card." Like that's not funny. Like you're trying to memify something that's actually harmful and that's actually going on right now,
Yeah.
and that affects you.
Leave your
It's not
little
gonna be
sister
funny
out of it.
when people are knocking on your front door and the harm that you're making jokes about on Twitter is now like affecting you, and now you want people to stop laughing and take you seriously. But why should we? Like, why should we have to when this is what you were doing when it was happening to your neighbor, your people down the street, your
Right.
you know
Yeah, I think that like, everybody wants to be like a dark humor girly, but I just think that some things are just like not funny.
they should
And
be.
I
We have
guess
to
I'll
wait.
just have to be the party pooper with it, but it's like it's not funny. War's not
No,
funny. Americans making movies about how sad it was to be a soldier is kind of silly, but I wouldn't say it's funny, you know? But let us move on to something that could potentially
please.
be funny, maybe. Let's do our take it or leave it. We have one. I just got this submission in fresh today. Take it or leave it. Jade and I are going to answer this question or potentially read what's going on.
I need access
Can you
to it.
open it?
No.
Yeah, I can't open it on that device. But basically, if you basically need advice on something or you have a story you want to tell us and you want to hear our opinions on it, can you open it now?
Yeah.
And since you're so pressed to open it, why don't you read it?
Okay.
That's
Teachers
my
love
teacher help
having
now.
me read it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all will not believe this. I'm about to get pissed off. Y'all will not believe this mess. My life just turned into something out of a Tyler Perry show. We're done.
Well.
Thank you guys so much for
Well.
coming. This has been another episode of let me get right into it. My Aunt A, is getting a divorce. And my other aunt, her sister, Aunt B, told her the classic, the best way to get over one man is to get under another, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
They go to this farmer's market, going to find a man at a farmer's market. Hilarious.
Older.
She was
Older.
not. Oh, I know. Oh, that was obvious
Clearly.
on the Tyler Perry show, and then now the farmer's market. They go to this farmer's market type place a few times a month. Aunt A has been kind of flirty with one of the guys who works there. Nothing crazy, but it's clear he likes her. We'll put a pin in that. I want us to put a pin in this statement right here. What's the one? This guy that works there. How you highlight? I can't even do anything.
I'll highlight it while you're talking.
Nothing crazy, but it's clear the aunt likes her. I mean, it's clear he likes her. Aunt B tells her to go out with him and have fun. My aunt feels too guilty to do so. Aunt A feels too guilty to do something since she's still technically married. Well, child, here's where the story takes a turn. My cousin, Aunt B's daughter, calls me the other day in a panic. She had a half day for the last day of school, and when she got home, baby, guess what? She found her mother and Fruit Stand Man bumping uglies. Yeah! Fruit Stand Man. I like that too. It's a point to talk about being happy. Hold on. What's the big deal, you ask? Aunt B is married and makes it a point to talk about being happily married. My cousin is devastated and doesn't know what to do with what she saw. Hold on. Aunt B's daughter.
Aunt B is the one that is sleeping with the man, but Aunt A is the
was
one
the
who's
one that
flirting
she
with the
told.
man. Yeah, it was Aunt A's man, it sounds like.
My cousin is devastated and doesn't know what to do with what she saw. Confront her mom, tell her dad, knock over Fruit Man's produce, lol, or what.
Yes.
She came to me for advice, and I don't have any idea what to tell her. Since school is out now, she's been staying with me since she caught them because she can't look her mother in the face. There's a T, please help me help her. Okay, so we're helping the daughter of the mother that slept with the Fruit Man. We're gonna call them. Hold on, Aunt A, Galinda. Aunt B.
Don't say nothing ridiculous. Do
No,
not say Elphaba.
Elphaba. Yeah.
So something ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, what's her name? Wicked. Her...
Galinda and Cynthia.
That's also what I was thinking. I'm like, Cynthia.
Okay.
I hate. Okay.
So A
I
is
hate people do this.
Galinda.
A is Galinda. B is
Okay.
Elphaba.
Okay.
I hate when someone tells you to go mess with someone knowing that they want them the entire time. I hate when people do that. Because there's also the intention that I'm going to go behind your back and do something with them too. Like the intention is for me to break your heart because I know that I'm going to do something with them as well. But the fact that we're not going to talk about the infidelity, like I don't even have time or space to talk about like you being happily married and now cheating with some man that sells fruit. But you told Galinda that she needed that. Whole time you needed, like you went and got that. And it's not like they're identical twins. Because that would have been stated. Like, oh, they're twins. So like maybe he thought it was one, but it's that'd be one thing. Y'all are just sisters. Just sisters. And that's a huge thing
they
to be.
Were sisters. No, them being sisters is key. One of them, well, she's getting a divorce, so she's not divorced either. No shade, whatever. I don't care that much about the infidelity. That's obvious. Obvious.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious. It's bad. Okay, great. Well, not great, but why did you make me highlight nothing crazy, but it's clear he likes her?
That's not what I wanted you to highlight. It's the has been kind of flirty with one of the guys who works there. Okay. My other thing is he may have a job, but is it the job you need him to have? And I think that has always been one of my things. Like, even when you're driving and men are fine. Men are fine. And I think it's okay to say they're just bad people. So it's like, men are fine and they're attractive, and that's the annoying part. And they have appendages that excite me, but they are also terrible human beings. So it's like, I'm not going to pick up the man that's walking. You know, there's certain things that I know I want out of a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he may be fine while he's walking, but he's walking. He's not driving his car. If I know I don't want to be the only driver in our relationship or the only person driving a car, I'm not going to pull the person off the side of the road and be not the side of the road like he lives there, but like he's walking from his house somewhere. The walkers be the cheaters too. Like, people think like, even when I was talking
about, what do you mean to? Especially, girl, they got all that energy, strong legs.
Do you remember? I know you're talking about too. I was like, stop! Don't date that police officer. He's cheating on you, girl. And I say that because when I was driving home one day, this is me making up stories for other people's lives, and I have no problem admitting to that's what I'm doing. But he's parked here talking to girls like on the street, whatever, and like he out the car macking with them, and I'm like, he probably got a wife and kids at home. Like, he probably has a whole family and be out here in this uniform, spreading his Nick Cannons across like my town, because they be parked outside people's houses. I hate when I pull up and I see someone's house and there's a police officer outside, the lights is off, everything's off. Like,
that is so nasty. That's nasty. Now, you could have parked that car like on the side of the road, pretending like you was doing some monitoring, but you have it in the front of the house.
You're in that house, you're doing whatever with whoever, and it's like, but I know your girlfriend's at home thinking you're out there saving the world, and that's why I'm telling you not to trust these men. Which, come on, girl.
She was kind of fooled.
Even if he wasn't there doing that, he was never saving the world.
It's terror regardless.
Okay. And so the reason I wanted you to highlight that is because, like, I understand you want to hop on the next horse you find, but baby, this horse is working at the farmer's market selling fruit. And I don't think...
And Jaden, first of all, next week, let me help you. This is how it's going to go. next week. And honestly, it's about the good men that can provide for you. That man that's selling fruit, yeah, his family's never hungry. So Jaden, next,
No, and and,
next, because that's
and
you. That's gonna be
I'm
you.
not saying trust me either. I'm not saying trust me either. Because he could be a very like, selling fruit could be his side thing that he
That could
started
be
because
no, but
he
that could be
loves
his
he loves
business.
and then he could have another one or have a day job or someone like. I'm not saying he can't provide for you, but sister, you want
Divorce,
the fruit
sister.
man? That's my thing. Like,
I want the
especially
fruit, man.
unless you bring in me bags of.
And he is, girl. You will never have to go without fruit.
I just personally think, and I'm not saying like my packages don't be coming, with fragile on them or beat up or whatever. Like I have definitely accepted my runts of litters. Now I'm not saying I haven't, but to speak to something I can give advice to, if your man that is leaving you now was a lawyer stockbroker, like was making bang and providing for the home, and now you're trying to hop on the fruit man, because the fruit man is also a whore, as we see. Like, men are easy. So the fact that he can throw his fruit at any basket that he can find.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? Like and
Ooh.
it was just also he was flirting with you every time y'all go to the farmer's market, but somehow your niece came home and found that same fruit man in your sister's bed.
I think that is the part that we really should focus on. Not
Yeah,
what the
you're right.
man does. It's the sister advocating so strong. Like, first of all, the sister's a freak.
Your
Like,
sister's a
to be
freak.
like, oh girl, yeah,
Freak
he
and
wants
fraud.
you. Meanwhile, like literally both. You giggling with her, yeah, girl, he was definitely giving you looks. Meanwhile, you're like waiting for her back to turn to slip him your address. That's crazy to me. Number one. Number two, it'd be so nutty to me. Like, even if you thought your daughter was going to be away, you're not scared. That lets me know that Aunt Alphabet been a freak. This is
Been a
not her
freak.
first man that she's cheated
Absolutely
with,
not.
because for you to be that brazen in your home during the daylight, because he's driving a fruit truck, baby. Everybody in the neighborhood done heard him coming. Orange is
Okay.
just shaking around in the back seat. And so the advice for, well, first of all, and this is my problem, when y'all write in, there's details I need to know. Does Galinda know that her sister is sleeping with? Also, Jaden, it doesn't say that she's trying to get with the fruit man. She's trying to get under the fruit man. It doesn't matter what he does. It's just a quick something. But to the point, if Galinda does not know, I think she should. I think she should tell her. That's where you start. She
But
can
that's
do
your
it, and then
mom.
it's not your problem.
But that's the other thing. Like, there's also things like this is her mom who did this thing when she's happily married to probably her dad, and it's like I'm supposed to now blow up our entire life, and for guess who?
Fruit man.
See, like it'd be different if I came home and you sleeping with Jeff Bezos. Now I'm getting Amazon Prime. I can walk
True.
outside and everything I ever need is right
True.
there. Like, and I'm not trying to say money is the root of all evil. Your act was evil. The least you could do is sleep with the most evil man you could find. You slept with the Hollywood homie. Like you sleeping with a man that's out with the kids serving lemonade on the corner
Quite literally for the streets. I think that I don't know
at
how
the farmers market.
these
That's what pisses me off. He's literally at the farmers market bagging women instead of
okay,
bagging groceries.
enough. I don't know how these two women are your aunts. Here, let me help you. This is the advice. If they your aunts because of your mom, tell your mom. Easy. You're done. You don't have to be involved anymore. If it's your aunt because of your dad, tell your mom. Then you're done. You don't have to do anything. Or if they're your aunt, like play aunt, or like, it's your mom's cousins, but you just call them aunts. Basically, what I'm saying is, regardless of the age of the person who wrote in, talk to an adult in your life, because they'll know the dynamic of your family better than Jade and I. Some families really operate with this kind of drama. and they like to keep it like everybody knows, but it's something we never talk about. And families operate in that way. Some families, like, no one talks about it, no one confronts, it's whatever. Some families like to blow it up. And now we're putting it on the table. We fight, we as in them, they fight, and then they don't know. Then they don't talk for 5 years. Either way, you have to know your family dynamic. You got to go to somebody wise in your family. Now I see a hand. You.
I think so. I think you should cuss your mom out. And I think you should cuss your mom out.
Why are you trying to cuss her mom out? Her mom isn't even in the story. The person who wrote
Yes,
in.
it is.
No, the person who wrote in.
The person who wrote in is the cousin of the daughter. But she
Yes.
wants. Oh no. Okay, I'm sorry. I forget. We're giving advice to the person who wrote in. You're right. I'm sorry.
Right.
But she's giving advice to the cousin. We're giving her advice on how to talk to her cousin.
Yeah. Okay.
What I want you to tell your cousin to do is to cuss her mom the fuck out.
I think she should.
Like,
I do think that she should.
She needs to cuss her mom out and let her know what she did was harmful to several participants in this fiasco. What I will say is, I think, luckily, this isn't her sleeping with the aunt's husband. Like, like, it's still
we don't
enough
know
room. Well, we don't know if that history's there, but there's still enough room between, like, this man was attracted to you, you were attracted to him, y'all were flirt a lot, but I slept with him. Like, that's still enough room to be like, you're kind of a weirdo for that, but it's like, that wasn't my man.
It's not going to ruin,
It's not, However, if I was Galinda, I'd be looking at Elphaba crazy. What? You think I'm about to let you talking about a man? You think I'm about to bring my man around you? You think I'm about to, like, I will never trust you ever again because this is the time you got caught. I can't speak for all the times you may have done something or like, this is the time you got caught doing, and it's only because we're letting out of school. Like, because school is ending, I had a half day. And so I found you in the act. But outside of that, that has propensity to, like, puddle out and become a bigger deal than it is right now. Hold on. And so go ahead.
Okay, so also this is why you have to talk to an adult, because we have to consider we don't know Elphaba's marriage dynamic. How you know that when you walked in to see your mother bumping uglies, your dad wasn't out go getting some water and he's jumping back in. Like, we don't know what their marriage dynamic is. They could be open because she's always making a point of how happy she is. It might be because she gets to do whoever she wants whenever she wants. So there's that. I think the bigger issue is just the act. That's why it's like talking about the actual marriage of it all is like, we don't know enough, which we never say. Like, not having enough context to give an opinion. Okay, grown. It's giving grown. But the context that we have is it's inappropriate because your daughter walked in. Because we don't know what the marriage is. But I don't know how old the daughter is. She's so drama for not being able to look her mom in the face. Honestly, like, she loves her dad down, clearly. But she should absolutely call her mother out in some capacity, because I don't think that she can get through life knowing this, her mother knowing she knows and never talking about it, So I think that the real advice for you to give the little girl is to talk to her mom about it. Yeah. Talk to her mom about it. Hey, mom. First of all, I'm sure her mom's trying to talk to her because she's not staying with her, and I'm sure her mom knows why. Talk to her mom about it. Hey, mom. I just want to talk about what happened the other day. Now, if her mom hits her with what happened the other day, I don't know what you mean.
I hate that.
I'll be right back. Then you go make a call. Bring in Galinda.
Yeah. No one more.
Do you know what I'm talking about now?
Okay. And
no good deed goes unpunished.
No.
Okay.
Okay, that's fair. I think, my real advice, and let me get some real advice. I'll be real right now. Tell your cousin, confront her mother. Tell your dad based on what your mother says. Like, if the if your mother plays dumb, you play the fool. Like, I would be like,
No.
I would like, so we're gonna have to talk about no, and I don't think she should come like, so I want to talk to you. No, it's not giving niceties, it's not giving small talk,
Okay.
it's not giving build up, it's giving we need to discuss what I saw the other day, because not only is it inappropriate, it's also downright disrespectful. And you know how I feel about that. Like, especially if she a daddy girl or whatever, you know, y'all love that. Or not y'all, but like they love that. It's like, you know, I love my father, and you know, like, keeping this from him will probably not happen for long enough.
Girl. But no, because that opens it up to her finding out her dad is a freak too.
Which is
mothers
fine.
love to be like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Trust me, you don't want to go down this can of worm. Next thing you know, your daddy got 5 white girlfriends. Now what? Now you crying.
But you got to man up. Like, that's the other thing. Like, if you gonna check a hoe, you gotta be ready for what they say. No shade. You gotta be ready for what they say. No shade. Like, if you're gonna check Alphaba, you have to be ready for her to be flying around the air and casting spells at you. Like, you have to be ready for her to do her. Like, you have to be ready for all of it. So I hope what I want to be the outcome is you confront your mother about this, and well, she confronts her mother about this, and her mother tells her like, "Baby, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know what got into me," and like, and
she knows what got into her.
Oh no, she knows very well. A banana.
Yeah, banana. Oh,
don't steal my joke.
It was too easy.
But I also feel like the aunt should know. And let me tell you why I think the aunt should know. Because I think that's so grimy to tell me to go be with someone. What show did this happen with?
White Lotus.
No, not that. The reality show. Was it Atlanta?
That sound. I mean, they kind of do that a lot in this season, where they'll be like, "Oh, this man's good for me. This man's good for me," but not in any real ways that I can remember.
I don't think it was Atlanta. But she was like, "Why would you tell me to go be with someone and then you knew you wanted to be with them?"
Right.
I forget what show that was, but I just
could have been Potomac. Honestly, I don't know.
That annoys the crap out of me, because it's like, you could have not. Like, you could have just told me that you wanted them, and then we could have just moved forward with our lives. But instead, you pressed me to, and you like try to build up my confidence to go speak to this person. And so once I do, and then to be married, I think that's like, it's not even that. Like, you're greedy, and
that is greedy.
You know,
Ariana Grande for sure.
You build up my confidence, Galinda. You build up my confidence to go speak to someone and flirt with someone, and you see, and you're like smiling about this whole interaction. Then you go and pursue that person anyway, follow through all the way, and then, because what I also want to see is if they were to go back to the said farmers market, how it's played. Because if the aunt doesn't know and she's still flirting with this man and y'all both letting it happen, I hate when men get to have like the better of like
cake and eating the dew.
He shouldn't be allowed to have both of y'all.
No, he shouldn't. And their sisters, that like elevates the freak of it all. Like, this man is like,
he will. The thing is, he will be happy to have both of y'all and walk around flaunting it, like, and walk around saying like, "Oh, I did this thing." I just think like that is like, I never want a man to have like the upper hand. Like, what? Are you crazy?
Pivot. No advice for the little girl, because whatever. Advice for the aunt, for real. You got to act quick, because to your point, Jaden, she could still very much not know and be wanting this fruit stand man, and that will be so. Now that's next level grime, because now you got to fight.
And she seems like the type to do it. Like, to do this to your sister, like for Alphaba to do this to Galinda, like, it already tells me that you have the capacity to do this. Like, it's on a small scale, but small scales can easily transition to a large water. Like,
I think the first step is to get I think the first step is to get Glinda involved.
Me too.
Easy. And
I think
then
we need
tell
to
the
go
little
tell
girl
Galinda
later.
regardless.
You should tell her right now. Like, pause this and go tell her because there's gonna be a whole conversation.
So you know that the guy who was pushing them grapefruits on y'all? Why the
No.
other day I walked in and my mother was sleeping with him in their bed where my father
No.
sleeps with her at.
No, Jaden, you have to approach it like this. Hey, Aunt Galinda. I'm just what's going on, baby? What's going on? I didn't want I just felt like I needed to tell you about this, but little cousin, she's been staying with me, you know. Yeah, I heard she was staying with you. What's going on? She walked
So
in
you
on
you
Aunt
you mean the person who wrote in
Galinda.
needs to tell?
Yes. She should tell the aunt. She walked in on her you know, doing some pretty adult stuff with not Uncle Fiero. And then she'll be like, oh my gosh, who was it? I don't know, some man she met at the fruit stand. Wait, my fruit stand man? I forgot that was your man. I didn't
Playing
know y'all
stupid.
was still
Oh, I'm always down for playing stupid.
absolutely. That's what you said earlier. If you're gonna play the fool, why not go all the way?
Go all the way.
Because if you approach it with like, girl, he's with your man, then it's coming from a messy. I mean, it's gonna be messy regardless.
It's a
But if
mess
you
regardless.
come in at the
But it's like
messy, I don't even want to
it
hear it. My ears are
enhances it out
closed.
of the gate. Like it's like
Yeah.
if she approaches it like, why was
Yeah. No.
Aunt Elphaba like cousin Terry went home because she's the school year ended and they getting off work early, but I don't think Elphaba knew that. So why she go home and she was in the bed and it was not She's like, what? She didn't tell me this. I said, yeah, child. She said it was some man that they met at the farmer's market or something. And she's like, the farmer's market?
What man?
Which man? He like 5'6", brown skin with And I'm like, yeah, she said he was like, and I think he sold fruit or something. Like she had some grapes falling out her mouth, and she was and do whatever.
No, she had a banana in her mouth and another
The
places.
reason
It's
she
too
went to
much.
check the room because she saw a basket of fruits sitting on the table and wondered
She
where it
saw a
came
trail
from.
of peels, just
Like
orange peels down the hallways.
orange peels, and then it started turning to clothing peels. Like,
oh, good. Some mango seeds, everything. Another kind of seeds. Yeah, there goes your advice. I think that girl, you got your work cut out for you. I don't envy your position at all, but the answer is not to keep your mouth silent. Unfortunately,
no.
the answer here is not minding your business. I wish it
Cousin
was.
confronts her mom. You confront the other aunt.
And then aunt confronts her own personal demons. If you all have things like stories like this or questions you need advice on, just write us at challengewayypod@gmail.com. You can hit us up on any social media platforms that we already said. If you have our personal numbers, you can hit us up there as well. It's always fun. It's anonymous, of course, whatever. Only you know that you're at home getting dragged, it's fine. Next stop, thank me later. This is where Jaden and I tell you the things that we're doing, that we're listening to, that we're engaging with, that we're like, maybe you would enjoy this too. And in a complete turn of events, I actually have more things than Jaden by one. I'm like, gag, because normally I'm like struggling to come up with things. I'm like, use Q-tips after the shower. I'm just saying anything. Shut your... So I'll go first since they're from Jaden. Not even true. Not even true. This week, the first thing I have here, I think they're all songs. Yeah, they're all just songs. Kill Switch from India Shawn. Yeah, get into that. No, we have to go. That's all I'm gonna say. Amazing by Daryl Walls. Get into that. Yeah, get your spirit right. Next, I just heard this today. It's called Romeo and Julieta, but like in a Spanish way, not in the way I said it. By Daryl Amont. It's fun. And then this one, Loop, 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 Loop. Must Be Love by Eric Benet and India Arie. Speaking of songs to play at the wedding, very good, very fun, very It comes from a larger project, the Co-Stars album. I'm not recommending that at this time.
The Eric Benet album.
But the album. I'm not recommending it at this time. But there's some good stuff on there. Like if you listen to it and you're like, yeah, thank you for putting me on, you're welcome. But if you listen to it and you're like, this was the one, no, I said Must Be Love. Right. So that's what I've got. What about you, Jaden?
The other day, a friend and I watched Fat Girls with Monique, and to not have seen that movie in several years, but to be able to literally say line after line what is going on in that movie was just something I needed for my spirit. Like that movie honestly raised me in such a way, and I'll be dissecting that on a different platform at a different date.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously such a problematic movie, but it holds such space in like our youth, like in the way we used to watch that movie, and it's actually pretty sad. It's a lot. First of all, Monique as an actress is fantastic, and I still
Really good.
do not think she gets enough credit for her range and for her ability to jump into roles and give them her all. Whatever. Great movie, very low budget, but still some budget there. Like it was so much fun to watch and rewatch. We never talked about us going to see the movie Moonlight. Did we? Did we talk about it last week?
No, we did not. I don't
That's okay. We'll
think
talk about it later.
we didn't. That was fun though.
Also, the other day when I was at the gym, I was listening to a Toni Morrison.
Girl.
You know, so deep. Because sometimes music, I'd be over it. Like I've listened to all these albums already. Like I'm tired of hearing this. I need to hear something like stimulating for the spirit. And so I was listening to Toni Morrison interview on her life and career. You set that into YouTube. That's what the title would be. And just, you know, while you're working out, and like working out is such a mental process, like having someone talk about their life and career in, first of all, one of the most beautiful voices like on the planet. And just naturally talks in prose. Like it's just something about that really speaks to you. And then back to the music portion of even me working out, LSD XOXO just dropped a new album. They're like a queer artist, electronic music. The new album's called Digital Animal, but it made me listen to the old album Dogma. First of all, Dogma 8, and I'm mad I'm just finding out about it while the new album is out. But both have been on repeat since approaching them, and if you love like a play out loud while you clean, you know, I live for a cleaning moment, but if you play out loud like while you shower or do other things or you know, work out, like it definitely provides you with that energy. And that, like, the first song on the new album is like, I believe in having sex. Like that's really how the song goes. So
True Religion is the name of the song too. I'm screaming.
Yeah. So
okay,
yeah,
and it's short. It's 25
short.
minutes.
Long. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be there. I'll be there.
Please.
Yeah.
So this has been, did you have anything else?
No, just that all of both those things that you suggested before are both on YouTube, and the other one is on streaming platforms for music.
Yes. Fat Girls is on YouTube with commercials. This has been, hold on.
Bless you.
This has been, thank you. Ciao. Anyway, you can listen. Oh, sorry.
Well, no, go ahead. I'll go. You got your blessing and just ran with it. You can listen to Ciao. Anyway, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We drop new episodes every week.
Right. Like, share, subscribe, rate, review, tell a friend to tell two friends.
You may see Amira out on the streets with her microphone doing street interviews about the show.
I am.
Go listen to Kill Switch by India Shawn, great track. Go listen to Amazing by Daryl Walsh, Romeo and Julieta by Daryl Amont, Must Be Love from the Eric Benet album. If you don't like the album, that's on you.
That's on you.
No one ever said that. Also, go listen to Folded by Kalani. Oh my god, that song has been on repeat.
Oh yes, you were talking about that.
Love that track. Go watch Fat Girls on YouTube. Go watch the Toni Morrison interview on her life and career on YouTube, and go stream LSD XOXO's projects Dogma and Digital Animal for clear skin, baby.
Yes, tune in. You know. All right.
Okay. Bye.